Well, hello everyone, it's Sharon here again for another fun stenciling DIY live on the Essential Stencil page. I'm from the blog I Restore Stuff, and you can follow me over on my page at I Restore Stuff anywhere here on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, all of the different places. So I just wanted to thank you so much for joining me, and I'm just going to see if I can follow comments and things on my feed here. Let's see. To let me know where you're tuning in from, where you're watching from. I'm just not seeing comments there just yet, so I will just check on my phone. There we go, Trisha's here. Good evening to you too, Trisha. Thank you so much. There we go, Tracy's there, Cindy's here, just seeing where I can watch that, but we're going to be having some fun. I'm feeling in the Christmas mood. Anyone else yet? Getting ready to make Christmas decor, even think about gift making, I suppose, and gift wrapping, that kind of thing. We're going to be using some of the fun Essential Stencil wooden tags today. So this is the wooden tag set. They come with a set of 3 really cute wooden tags. Now you could just imagine that hanging from a door, hanging from along a huge vase or something. It comes with these, they each come with the little strings or ropes to put on there, but you can change that out for ribbon or whatever. So they all come individually wrapped. We're going to be seeing how many we can get done today, but I want to have a Christmas theme on that. Guys, remember, if you are watching the replay, you can comment the word replay and go in the chance to win a prize from Essential Stencil. If you're watching me live here, we will be picking 3 winners at the end of our live today. So there's that to look forward to. So stay in the conversation, join in the comments, and also sprinkle. You know what that means? Share the live. I'd love you to do that, or tag a friend who you know might appreciate this. Hi, Vicky. Vicky's from Australia, Melbourne, I believe. So hi, Vicky. Good to see you watching today, some fellow Aussies. Most of our audience today is from the USA. And that's where you can get and order your Essential Stencils from using my code IRestoreStuff to get 10% off any of your orders. And that includes the wooden tags that we'll be using today. We've got a Christmas theme going, and I'm going to be using this Christmas patterns. It's a set of 3 different patterns. You can see those there. I'll just show you what the patterns are. So these cute reindeer heads. Now you can use these for all kinds of things, for wrapping paper ideas, or just backgrounds for your signs, backgrounds for your Christmas signs. And there's a very pretty snowflake one here. So I'm going to be using a couple of those for our tags today, because these tags you can use they can be 2-sided. And you can imagine them hanging, imagine them on a huge Christmas tree. Wouldn't they make great ornaments? So with those tags, we're going to be showing you how to use milk paint to stain. And today I'll be using Fusion milk paint, and I've got a link for that. If anyone would be interested in that, let me know. So there are some Christmas tag sets. Oh, these ones are just plain sets. Now, I just wanted to mention too, Essential Stencil color codes, they're little mini tag sets. The red ones, you'll note, are Christmas. Blue ones are usually just the regular different types. We've got some farmhouse ones here that I thought you could mix and match and could be fun. Christmas ones are red. I think Valentine's ones are pink. They've got purple colour for Easter, green for spring, and I don't know, all sorts of things. So that's how you can kind of arrange them for that. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for sprinkling the love. What set are the stencils, Dee asked. So all of the stencil sets that I'm using today will be listed up in that description, up in the top of the live. So you can check that out there. But one of the ones I'll be using is the pattern set, and then the Christmas tag ones I'll be using today is the Tree Farm mini tag set and the Deer mini tag set. Okay, so those are in the description of the live. Before we do that though, I wanted to show you how to create a stain using Fusion's milk paint. So milk paint comes in a powdered form like this, just in a packet, but you can just use, instead of using it as a paint, so usually when you're using it as a paint, you do equal parts powder to water. And but for a stain, you want to water it down a little bit. So what I do was, and I've got a little bit of the powder in my mixture here. I'm just going to point the camera down so we can see. So we've got a bit of like a chocolate brown color in the bottom of that there. And we want to add just a bit more water. So normally when I'm measuring, I would do, to create a paint out of milk paint powder, we use 1 equal scoop to 1 equal scoop of water. But when we're doing a stain, we want it to be like a wash. And so we'll do extra water. Now I've got like about 1/4 of a scoop in there because I really don't need a lot of milk paint powder to do this. So I'm doing a full scoop of the water. And you can water that down even further. Sherry said she didn't know that those little mini tags were color-coded. Yes, they are. Bronwyn's played Christmas music in your classroom. Oh yeah, she's ready. That's me too. I'm like, well, we actually haven't started playing Christmas music around the house here, but so this is the milk paint, and you can use a little wire whisk that I brought here conveniently to mix that up, just to get any lumps out, any, it's all natural. So you want to mix it so that all those ingredients sit together nicely. Now I feel like it's just a little bit dark. I'm going to add just a touch more water in there, and I'm just using one of the brown colors of the milk paint. Yes, we'll be using wooden tags today, using milk paint to stain, and yeah, milk paint's a lot of fun to use as a paint. Actually, I paint furniture, and you'll find a lot of my furniture painting DIYs over on my blog, irestorestuff.com. Or on my YouTube channel. You just look up I Restore Stuff on YouTube and you'll find all of my videos there. I've got a whole section on using milk paint. So yes, I can share the link for you there, Maggie. I may have to do that after. Let's see if I can pop that in there in answer to Maggie's comment. Oops. Actually, I've just commented as Essential Stencil, so I'm not sure how that'll turn out. But anyway, it's in there in the links, but I will go back through and let you know of those. All right, so we just need a paintbrush, and it's very watery, so very runny. You can also just use any water-based paint and add water to it, and you can make a stain that way too. But I do like that. I feel like I'm working with some kind of primitive paint when I use the milk paint. I'm just going to zoom us in a little bit. Oh, we're zoomed right in there. Here's our wooden tag from Essential Stencil, and you can get use my code iRestoreStuff at the checkout and order any stencils plus the wooden tags or even their Essential Stencil brushes. See, we've got a little reddish streak there, and that's just the pigments of the milk paint all kind of mixing, not quite mixed in together. Normally if you're making a paint, you could use this, you would let it sit for a little while before it, oops, sorry. You let it sit a little while so all of those pigments mix in really well. So there's the difference, and that will dry. So as it's drying, you'll notice that it'll change colour a bit from that wet look, but it dries very quickly. As with a lot of the furniture paints, they're kind of made to dry. So, oops, sorry, I've got to make sure I'm in the shot there. And you'll see another little bit of a reddish tone here. I'm not sure if you can see that. Let's see. That reddish tone. You can just keep brushing and that'll brush out. Now you can see that looks quite dark. Got my thumbprint on there. You can even use a cloth. Let's see if I've got one here. To wipe that back a little bit. And then it'll dry even quicker. So as it dries, you've got a lovely stain there. Oops, I think I need to go back just slightly. Okay, let's go. There's the original pine right there. And I'm just using Fusion's milk paint to make a stain in the background. When I do the second, I'm going to do another wood tag in a minute, and I might water it down even further to show you how you can make an even lighter stain. I do like the way that shows. And again, wiping that back. And then I'm just going to allow that to dry. So the front's looking a little bit darker, but that's just the grain of the wood can, you know, be a little bit darker in some patches. So if you look at the natural grain of this wood, let's see if we can undo our tag. This is the mini tag set. from Essential Stencil. And the links are all there in the description of the live, and Essential usually pins them as a comment too. So there's the first one. Now let's see what happens when we water that down even further. Just adding another bit of water, and I won't even need my whisk for this. Let's go even more. So you can see how you can lighten that colour up even further by just adding extra water in there. And then, you know, that one tiny scoop, like I said, this is probably well, it says 15 ml. I think it's a tablespoon scoop. I literally used about 1/4 of a tablespoon in here with a whole bunch of water. And so just keep adding water till you get the consistency that you like. Say if you were doing this to stain a furniture top, I've done that before too. Creates a lovely stain. Oops, we're still getting that little red streak in there, and we can just sort of mix that up. It's a good idea to just mix the milk paint around a little bit as you go to get those little pigments all mixed in there. And like I said, I usually let it sit for a few minutes just so that that all saturates in there. Yes, Kathleen, it's actually a paint, milk paint. And if you mix equal parts of powder to water, you'll get a paint consistency, but we're using it today as a stain. So if you want to see more milk paint videos, go onto my blog, irestorestuff.com, and in the search bar, type milk paint, and you'll see a whole bunch of, or even on my YouTube channel, you'll see a whole bunch of things that I've painted using milk paint as a paint, not just a stain. So we're just watering it down today to create a stain. So see how much more I watered that down, and then if I wipe off the excess, it's looking a bit lighter. I feel like we can see that. There we go. A little bit lighter than the other one. See, because we watered this one down even further. So there we go. So I'll do the back of this one. These are going to make great Christmas tags. Who's ready? Who's started their Christmas music already? We should have some Christmas music playing in the background here. There we go, a lighter tag. And let's do one more just so that we've got all our tags ready to go. I'm not sure if we'll get 3 done today, but we'll see how we go. Now the brush, Henny's asking what kind of brush I'm using. I am using a Klingon brush, and this is an R12, so it's just a round brush. They have nice synthetic bristles, and I've probably got an Amazon affiliate link for that somewhere in my Amazon shop. If you're needing that, just let me know in the comments, and I'll go back through afterwards and add that Amazon link for you. Okay, once again, we're using this lighter color. If I did want that to go darker again, if I wanted to create this darker, I'd just add a bit more powder. So you can mix it up a bit, change things up. Getting those sides, making sure you're covering all of the edges for a good consistent finish. Now, milk paint, similar to chalk paint, will dry with a porous finish, so it does need sealing with either a wax or a hemp oil or some kind of a tough coat sealer. And that's super easy to do. See how I hardly use any on the brush because the brush is so full of that paint/stain, milk paint that we're using as a stain, that it's got plenty in there to do the whole entire thing. So that's just it's a lighter wood shade there. So this one, as you can see, as it dries, it gets a bit of a chalky appearance. So you can see the parts that are dry would be these parts up here. There's wet and here's dry. So it's starting to dry on the sides, and it's a little bit harder to tell with those ones, but all right, so popping that aside, and I might just get my dryer out while I just check the comments here and see if you've got any other questions. Okay, who was that said? Yana said, don't mind making Christmas presents, but too early for Christmas music yet. After Thanksgiving. Yeah, well, there's an idea. See, in Australia, we don't have Thanksgiving like you guys do, so we can start our Christmas music a bit earlier, and our decorating, I feel like. Oops, just So let's see, as you can see, as it dries, see how quickly that's looking more chalky on the finish of it. It's drying nicely right there. And that's the darker version. And remember we did we did a dark version on both sides of this, I think. It sure can go a long way, because you can see I've still got plenty in the jar here. Or plenty to use to stain, I don't know, a whole bunch more wood signs I could get out of that. Yeah, the brush I was using is a cling-on brush. Peggy says she used to play Christmas music year-round. It always lifts your spirits. Yes, I agree. I love good Christmas music. Okay, there's our darker one. This has got a little bit of a reddish tinge. I don't know if you can see that in the centre there. But these will dry fairly quickly, and we can stencil right over those. I'm using some of the mini tag sets, Christmas sets. The links are all up there for the stencils that I'm using today in the description of the live, and Essential will put some also down on the pinned comment. Okay, so I think that we could get started on at least one of these sides. Let's see, where should we start? All right. Okay, so having done that, let's have a look at our Christmas patterns, because what I want to do is patterns on one side and then the mini tags on the other side. Okay, so we've got our patterns here ready. And we've got 3 different types of patterns, so let's just do a quick look at all of those. And I feel like I just want to do those in a white. Hi Lorraine, so glad you could be here. Guys, don't forget to join in the comments. And if you're here for the very first time, let us know that you're watching for the first time, you've never seen one of our lives before, or if you've never stenciled before and you're just learning. Maybe you've put in your order and you're waiting for your stencils to arrive, or even your transfers. Ordered the new transfers. Let us know that you're new to Essential Stencil. We'd love to welcome you here. There's so many welcoming people in the community. Essentials just pinned that comment saying the sets that we're using tonight. So there you go. All right, let's go with our first one with these cute little reindeer. You can do these any color you like, but I really feel like white would pop out and stand out on this. So let's see, where do we want to start? I think we'll make them go off the end there, or we could have them all running down the center. I think that might work. Let's get as much in as we can. You'll probably see when we're finished. All right, I'm just using one of Essential Stencil's brushes. So there's sets of brushes that you can get in a set of 4. I'm using the 3/4 inch brush. They come in all different sizes. We've got 3/4 inch, 5/8 inch, 7/8, and there's a 1/2 inch. So it really doesn't matter what size you choose. I do tend to use the larger ones for stencils that have a larger space in them, but really you can use any. Just using some scrap paper to zoom out a little bit so you can see. Here's the paint. I'm just using a mineral paint. This is the colour Cotton, which is a nice bright white. Wiping off the paint on the edges here. Oh, who was that? I think it's Jean said she's planning to make these to tag Christmas presents this year. Great idea. Yes, welcome to all the newbies watching today. Deb, is that Ken or Deb? Just ordered stencils and just got them. You've never stenciled before. I'm so glad that you are here. I'm assuming it could be Deb, but I don't want to make that assumption. It could be, who was it? Ken. So looks like a joint Facebook account. Welcome, and I hope you learned some tips today. There are so many lives here on the Essential Stencil page, previous lives, previous videos. If you go to the video section on the Essential Stencil Facebook page, you will find playlists, and each playlist is categorized by both, we have different ambassadors who have playlists, so any of my lives that I've done before will be there in under my name. I'm Sharon Hankins, and I'm from the blog I Restore Stuff. You'll see my playlist there. They're also categorized into themes, so you might find if you typed in, if you looked, there'll be Christmas playlist in there of all the different videos we've ever done for the Christmases over the years and the different stencil sets we've used. I think last Christmas I used this pattern set to make some wrapping paper. Just another fun idea. Just makes it that little bit more handmade and individual. So we're just offloading, if you're new to stenciling, offloading the brush here. I can't really tape this down with my painter's tape because the stencil goes way over the edge. All right, yes, you can order the brushes, Kathleen, right there on the Essential Stencil page. When you're placing your order, just do a little search for brushes and it'll come up with the stencil brushes there. And don't forget to use my code I Restore Stuff at the checkout and you get 10% off your whole entire order. Okay, last one is up here, but I feel like I just need to fill this one in a touch bit more. Doing some cute mini tags if you've just joined us today, making a Christmas themed tags. These are so good for so many things. You can hang them around the place. Use them on your tiered tray decor as well. Make a great little item for that. There we go. So there's some deer heads. And you can place them any way you like. You could even individually tape them off and make them, you know, stand out in some other way. And then we're going to do some tags on the back. So I'll set that one aside down here to dry. We'll go on with our next pattern. I'm right by my kitchen sink, so I dumped that stencil in the water. Okay, Christmas trees. Oh, I feel like we should go green on this one. Okay, well, let's do the other one first. The snowflakes should be white. And we'll do the green on that lighter colour stain. Okay, so if you missed the first bit of our live, we started by staining these with some Fusion Milk paint. All right, so now I'm going to just move these snowflakes around to where I think might be a fun idea, and I really don't mind if they just go off the edge. I'm trying to find small ones. This is grouping sort of a little bit closer together, so let's go with this. And we'll make those white. Yeah, the tags are perfect. Perfect sizes, and we're going to be using these mini tags. I'll just pop those down there to go on these. So I'm offloading the paint as much as I can on here. If you're stenciling for the first time, holding down firmly with my hand, and then I can do a little swirly motion. Because I've got hardly any paint on the brush, doing that swirling, it won't make it bleed underneath the stencil, but you really do have to make sure. Oh, I feel like I've got spoke a bit too soon. I feel like I had a bit too much on my brush there. Oh, some little snowflakes that'll go off the edge there. And yeah, so if you're new to stenciling, you could always practice on a piece of cardboard first if you just wanted to get the hang of using a stencil brush, or just getting the right amount of paint on the brush. That, I find, is the thing that people will really struggle with the most, is just not allowing that bleed under the stencil to create those fuzzy edges. So the more you practice, the better you'll go. Yeah, the snowflakes are gorgeous, aren't they, Lorraine? Thank you, Brenda, for your encouragement to whoever that is you're replying to there. You guys are so wonderful to those of you who have been here for a while, able to help out those who are just starting out. And if you're new to stenciling and you really do love it, once you get your first stencils, there is the Stencil of the Month Club, where you get shipped a set of 3 large stencils sets each month. There's an optional add-on each month also. And the month of October, has been just some beautiful fall stencils, and we've showcased those in the last couple of weeks on our lives, us ambassadors here on the page. But if you use my code at stencilofthemonthclub.com, you'll get 50% off your first month. Brenda's asking what sets are being used. So this is the Christmas patterns set, and we've already done a reindeer heads, and we've got the snowflakes here on this tag. So we'll be doing the backs of them using these mini tag sets. I've got one more to go, and so I felt like this one could be fun in green. So let's just find this some Fusion mineral paint in the colour Pressed Fern. So that's a nice dark Christmassy green. So while I have, here we go, this is one of our tag packets. While I might use that white again, I'm going to wrap that in a piece of plastic so it doesn't dry out the paint. And then I'm going to set that aside in case I want to use that in a minute. All right, our snowflakes, we are done with those. Pop those in the sink. Now we've got our Christmas tree. So this is called Christmas Patterns, and Essential Stencil has pinned that link to where you can get that at the top of the comments there, and also you'll find it in the description of the live if you click on that description and use my code IRestoreStuff to get you 10% off. All right, these cute Christmas trees are going to fit perfectly right here. I might make these stay on the top, these at the bottom, and our points fit here. They fit side to side. It fits 3 across, and we've got a little point down here at the bottom, and this one comes over the top of the hole. So let's see if we can zoom that in just slightly. Whoops, maybe a little bit too much. There we go. All right, choosing a different brush, and remember our set of 4 brushes you can get at essentialstencil.com, and you can also get your 10% off using my code for brushes, wooden tags. They're there as well, so the link for that is in the description and there in the comments. If there's anything you can't find, just type it in the comments and we'll be glad to help you. Okay, so at the beginning of our live, we stained these using Fusion milk paint. That was a fun process. A lot of you have never used or seen milk paint before, so there you go. All right, my brush is just running out. I don't know if you can see that there, just running out of that green. So we just offload again. While I'm offloading, I'm also working that into the base of the bristles. So we don't need a lot of paint on our brushes, keeping that firmly in place. You know, green trees. It might be fun to sprinkle these with a bit of snow. Maybe I could use my white stencil brush for that. I'll show you how I could do that in just a minute. Adding a bit more paint. Christmassy feel. Yeah, the tags are really great value. So they come in a set of 3, and they're there on the Essential Stencil page, also in the comments tagged, and in the description here of the live. All right, so let's just show that. There's the cute Christmas trees. You can see that. Wait till we focus. Focus, camera, focus. There we go. Nice crisp lines. Now, I was going to try and do a little bit of, I feel like it might have splattered a little bit on the edge. Don't know how I got that. It's like I got some paint crumbs there. It dries fairly quickly, this paint. So what I want to do, and it's probably pretty dry enough. Thank you guys for all the hearts. You guys are so lovely. I'm going to put that exactly where it was and just sprinkle a bit of snow, maybe on the tops of the trees, by getting that white paintbrush that I had before. And I'll set the green one aside too, because I feel like we could use the green again with the tags on the other side. Here's the white. And I just want a tiny bit. We'll see if this works. I don't know if I've done this before, but I've got the idea in my head. It could be good to just have a little smattering of snow. I'll show you a close-up in a minute. see. See if this works. Oops, that one sprinkled a little bit too much. So now we've got some with more snow than others. Might have to add a bit more here. And here. And here. Okay. See, I need more snow because it doesn't snow where I live here in Queensland, Australia. We do not get snow at all, ever. All right, so there are my snow-topped trees. Let's wait for that to focus. Oh, come on. There we go. So you can just see that a little there. Is that cute or what? So my trees, Linda's asking what colour. It's pressed fern is the colour from Fusion Mineral Paint. I do have an Amazon store that has the Fusion paint in it if you wanted my affiliate link for that. All right, so let's go on with the mini tags, the mini tag stencil sets. So we've got 3 gorgeous patterns there from the Christmas pattern set, and that's going to form the back of our tags. And then we're going to flip them over and do something on the other side. So, well, let's go with the one we started with first and think of what we would put. Here's the deer heads on the front. So let's see if we've got some deer head ones. Let me see what we've got here. So here are the tags, the sets that I've got for today. We've got Tree Farm mini tag set, has Farm Fresh Christmas trees. It also has Tree Farm, and it also has Merry Christmas. You can see that I've used these before and haven't washed them properly. Forgive me for that. Okay, so this is cute, and I feel like that, you know, one of the tree ones would be great for the back of our tree tag set. Okay, so let's have a look. I do love the truck. It's a favourite. So let's pop that on top and we'll set that down here for that one. So we've got the snowflakes and the deer head, and I can see a deer head in here. And for this one, you know, we could have chosen a different background, a different colour background other than the stain. You can, you know, choose to do that completely red and then do a green front on it or something like that. It doesn't have to be the deer head, but, you know, that would look cute also on there. So I might do that for that one. We've got Merry and Bright and the word believe. Oh, I think I like that one for the snowflake. Okay, so there's my choices, and that is the set Deer mini tag set. Okay, so both of these, if you look up Christmas tags on Essential Stencil, there's a link there that'll point you to those. All right, so here's an easy one, and this is where I would do the deer head. Let's see, I did that white on that side. We could do it white, red, green. Oh, the choices, guys, what am I going to do? What do you think? Red or green or white for the deer head? I want to see your comments, so I'm going to wait on that one. White, red or green for that deer head. Remembering we've got white on the back. I don't know. Now this one, I feel like that needs to be, we could do the, if you wanted to do the berries red and the little things green, we can do that as well. And so what you need to do, if you need to tape off sections so that you can get other things going, you know, if you can, so you can get just that area. So what I'm doing is taping off there the leaves. Oh, someone said white for the deer head. Anyone else have any opinions on that? Let me see. I'm trying to do a poll here, folks. Let me know. Kathy says red or white. Tracy says green. Okay, so we've got white, red or white, green for the deer head. I'm wondering. I'm just going to do green on this bit since we have that green right here and the brush, green brush. Let's go with that just for that little section. So see how we've taped that off, and now we can do our, oops, not enough on the brush. Do our holly leaves, and then we can do our holly berries in red. All right, that's the green. Oops, let me catch up with our poll here. White, red, black or dark grey for the deer head. Now there's an idea too, we could do black. Oh, you know what, I could do some shadowing too. I could make a shadow of black and then red on top, or red for a shadow. Oh, I might do that. All right, here's our Now we can take this off and use it on the other side, and this won't take the paint off necessarily, it'll be all fine. We're going to use red, so I've got to get a new brush out to do that. And let's just use this one here. And I'm going to use this cranberry red, which is another fusion mineral paint colour. Cranberry. And let me just tape this because I think I'll do the word believe in white. So just taping the word so all we can see right here is just the berries. Hope you get that. So there we go, just the berries. Tapping that really gently. Oops, I've got too much on the brush, so just wipe that off on the side of the pot. And offload that. Oops, you can't see that. Offload that on my paper. Berries. Thank you guys so much for sharing our live today too. For those of you who've shared it, if you missed the beginning, we have been staining these tags using milk paint. We have, there we go, there's our holly berry. Isn't that cute? So now I can just take this off. We've stained using milk paint. We have used light stain and a darker stain. Oops, I needed that tape. So I'm going to tape that now over where the berries were and over where the believe flourishy bit comes up there. And now I'm going to get that white painted brush. Cranberry is a beautiful colour. Oops, I wanted the white for the words. So we've got the word believe. And each of the tags also comes with string to tie them with, but you could try, replace that with ribbons. In fact, if you just typed in the search of the Essential Stencil website and you typed in tags or mini tags, you would find there are so many gorgeous tags there. You might want to order not just Christmas, but all sorts of things. There's still got some beautiful fall themes there. Valentine's and beautiful farmhouse. I love the farmhousey themed stencils. The mini tags, very cute. They've got farm fresh eggs. I've done a few that I like that. Farm fresh bacon, farm fresh eggs, farm fresh milk. All right, adding a little bit more white, offloading that on my paper on the side. Oh, felt like I had a little bit too much on my brush there. All good. Sometimes I try and grab it and move it around to the other places, but sometimes that doesn't work. Hopefully I don't have any bleeding underneath there, meaning the paint gets under the stencil and creates some fuzzy edges. We don't want that. Okay, I think we're finished. There we go. Nice and crisp, the word believe with the little berries, and then on the other side we've got the gorgeous snowflakes. Isn't that beautiful? So then we can add our string or a ribbon to the top and make that pretty. All right, so that's our believe. What was I going to do with those? Deer head. So we've got deers on the back here, and remember the backs all came from the Christmas patterns set. Comes with 3 different patterns. Great idea for tags for presents, but also just hanging. What about hanging on a giant Christmas tree? I think I was going to do, maybe I'll do red on the background and then white shadow and then red on top. I think that'll go a little bit easier for the explanation. So I'm going to do white, then make a red or some kind of shadow on the top. I didn't offload as much this time because we've got this huge space in here for the deer. So to make a shadow, and I've done this plenty of times before, if you look at shadowing, if you look up the shadowing playlist right here on the Essential Stencil Facebook page, in their video section, you'll find all of the videos we've done on that technique. And all you have to do is shift it slightly to one side and then slightly up, and then that will create a shadow using a different colour, like a contrasting colour on that. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Wendy, yeah, I find the fusion paints hard to get off the stencils also. Great for adhering to furniture though, because that's what it is, it's a furniture paint. But they do stick on really well. I find I need a little bit of a scrubber and some awesome product or something like that. Okay. There's our deer head. Now I've got to wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to create the shadowing technique on top of that. So I might just wipe this off. Oh, I don't have my cloth here. Maybe this one will do. I'm just going to wipe this stencil off right away, because when we do our shadow on the top, I'm going to be using a different colour to blend with that other colour. So if I'm using red, I don't want it to turn out pink. So I've got to make sure that's really clean. And of course it comes through onto the back. And so we turn it over, wipe the back. Make sure you're always wiping both sides of your stencils. You may have to turn that over, see the mess, and do that a few times. I'm going to rinse off my cloth right here at the kitchen sink. Because we want a nice clean stencil to be able to do that other side. So just a few times doing that. Okay. Wait for that to dry. And I've got, did I do our Christmas tree? I haven't done our Christmas tree one, so let's do that. Let that dry off. Okay, the Christmas tree one, I wanted to do the truck, which is very cute. So we flip that one over. And again, you could do any background you like for this. Now, I want to do probably, are we in the center here? Probably want to do that truck red, the tree green, and you can see that I've probably done that before. You could use some tape to try and tape it over the edge if you needed to keep it still. I'm going to use my tape for taping up the tree and doing the truck red. So we've got a little bit of tape there. And I'm not overly concerned if that, you know, little bit of one or the other colour gets on there. Making sure I've got my brushes wrapped in a little bit of plastic so they don't all come out. What have we got? Red. Okay, so I've got that cranberry colour again with a fusion mineral paint. And don't forget to, if you're ordering from Essential Stencil today after watching our live, I'd love you to use my code IRestoreStuff and you will get 10% off your whole entire order. That means if you're ordering the tags, it comes off that, it comes off all the stencils you order, or even the brushes. Okay, going with our red truck here. And if you wanted to be really fancy, you could do the tyres black. And to do that, I don't know, I would maybe use a Sharpie and actually draw them in, perhaps, after you've done the red. You can just draw over the top of the red, because black will cover that red. Oop, we just need a little touch more for the top. Yeah, double-sided. Someone said, I've never thought of doing it double-sided. Yeah, you can get great use out of your tags. In fact, you can do them seasonally like that. So you could do one side fall and have them facing one way for one season and then flip them over for the next season. I'm just going to lift that to show you what that looks like. There's our cute little truck. And let's get this tape. And now we're going to do the tree green. So we will need to cover that a bit. And it dries very quickly because, especially since I've used just a little bit of paint on the brush, there's hardly any paint on the brush. Oops, I need to move that over a bit more. Thank you guys for all the love. And thanks for sharing our live too. And stay tuned for prizes. Essential Stencil gives away prizes at the end of our lives. And you could be a lucky winner. Give away 3 stencil sets. So stay tuned, and at the end we'll announce the winners of the prize giveaway. Here's our green for the tree, and we were using this colour Pressed Fern. rubbing that off on there. Okay, so tree. Being very careful not to touch my words. I forgot to tape that off, but that's okay. And I might use white for the words. I think that will stand out nicely. And don't forget, we're going to do that deer head, make a shadow on that. And I think I'll be using, there we go, the Christmas tree and the back of the truck. How cute is that? Now I might just add one of these pieces to here, just so that those, when I do the words, it's not going to cover over that. And we'll get our white brush out again. And here we go. Now this is dried paint on here, this red. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise I would definitely be wiping that off, but it's completely dried from previous use, probably last Christmas, since I've used this stencil set. And these are the mini tag sets. Yeah, I'm using Fusion Mineral Paint, thanks for asking. And if you need a link, I've got the in my Amazon store link. I can give that to you afterwards. Just ask away in the comments, and I usually go back through and read your comments and answer any questions there if I've missed them during the live. Yes, I'm about to do that shadowing. All right, so here is our Merry Christmas tag. So there we go. Isn't that cute? We've got the tree, the truck. See how you just tape it off, and then on the back the trees with their little snow sprinkles on them. And of course you can add a tag to that. All right, now going back with our deer here. Our deer, we've done the white. I don't think whether I should do a red. What have we got? That's white. Let's do a red. Could even do a buffalo check, but I didn't bring that out. Didn't bring that out with me. So let's just go with that. I could do black. That would be good too. Okay, so let me hold up this. If I put the stencil exactly where it was over the deer, you can see it's lined up perfectly. And if I needed to do a second coat, I could do that on top. But because we're making that white our shadow, we want to move the stencil slightly across. Doesn't really matter which way. So I'm going to move it slightly that way. Can you see that little gap? I'll do it again. So here it is lined up, and then I'm moving it slightly over. So you can see a bit of wood showing through on the sides, all down this side. Then I'm going to move it slightly up. So it looks like the white shadow is going to show on all these edges here. Okay, so there you go. Slightly across and slightly up. Doesn't matter which way. You could even go slightly down if you wanted to, but I usually see shadows as they're down further. Oops, it could be a little bit too much. Let's go slightly across, slightly up. Holding it in place, and I could even use some of that tape to just make sure it's really taped well to the edge, because I don't want it to move. Okay, and moving that across so you can see it in the video shot there. I'm using red. That's what I'm going to do. All right, pop our green lid back on. So we've learned a few things this live so far. We're doing shadowing right now, and you can also see other shadowing videos where I've done it with words, images, all kinds of things. On the Essential Stencil Facebook page right here, if you go to the top, there's some little menu tabs across the top. One says videos, and you can see any of the videos there. You can also see playlists of previous videos we've done. And there's a playlist called Shadowing, and that'll show you all the shadowing videos and how you can do that with words and images and all kinds of things, just like we're doing right here on the deer. So what I might need to do, because I can see through the white and I can see that line on the side of the wood, I might need to just let this dry super quickly and do a second coat. So I can just quickly shoot it with my hairdryer, and then we'll do a second coat. Here it is. I'll check out your comments. Who else is watching tonight for the first time? Hi Charlotte, thanks for joining us. Hi Deborah. Yes, you'll have to go back to see which tag stencils you've got for Christmas. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Linda. Yeah, I do love a bit of shadowing. Rhonda says shadowing always makes you nervous, but you do love it. I hope you do have a good go. Always practice. Just practice on some paper until you're confident. You can kind of see a little sneak peek down there of, don't know if you saw that. I'll actually show you. So you can see that white shadowing there. But what I can see is a more defined line where the darker red and the lighter red is on the white. So that's why we're just going to do another coat to just really solidify that colour. Top it off nicely. This is Fusion's Colour Cranberry. A really nice, deep, Christmassy vintage red, I think. You are welcome, Brenda. Thank you so much for your kind comments. You can find lots of other DIY tips and tricks and furniture painting techniques, sign making on my website, which is irestorestuff.com. I'd love to see you over there. I'd love you to join in. You can join my newsletter there where I update you with different blog posts, different tips, share with you some of my latest lives and things like that. In fact, I just went live on my page, I Restore Stuff Facebook page this week, showing you how to paint a particular piece of furniture. That's been a lot of fun. I went live twice doing that last week and showed you some ideas and tips on when furniture painting goes wrong. So one of the things is called bleed through, when the tannins come through and you've painted something white and it tinges pink or orange from the wood tannins underneath. So I showed you how to fix that problem. That's live on that's in the video section of my page. I Restore Stuff. Okay, that's given that a really nice solid red colour. And let's have a look. So, I'll just remove this tape here a second. And we are getting ready to pick some prize winners any minute now, because this has been a great live and we've done 3 mini tags. Super excited about. Let me show you that. So see the shadowing there of the deer? It makes it really pop out, kind of like 3D looking. And remember, we did the Christmas patterns on the backs of all 3 of these. So let me show you those here. And of course we can just add the wooden strings. There's 3 strings there for 3 different things. Here's how I do them. You can do yours any which way you like. I just tie the knot in the top. This way you can kind of undo it over and over again. You can replace that tag with something else. Congratulations, winners. I'll just show you this and then I'll join you in a minute and announce who they are. So here's our string. Here's what I do. So I've got the knot down here. I just put that through the hole, put the loop through the hole, and then take your knot, poke it through the loop, and there we've got our tag, and that is sort of self-tightening right there. So we've got 1 tag for the Christmas tree or for the decor or whatever. And then we've got this one with the Christmas tree, the snowflakes with Believe, and that is our cute workshop today. Let's have a look. Zooming back out again, here I am. Okay, who are our winners today? I've got to click on it to see. Deborah, Lisa, and Danelle. Congratulations, and you have won some Essential Stencils sets. I'm so excited for you. So make sure you email support@essentialstencil.com and let them know where to send those. And you have won that today. So I'm so glad that you could join me live. If you've missed the replay, go and check it out. Actually, comment the word replay. You've got another chance to win a prize in the next 24 hours if you do that. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you again next week. And thanks for joining me for this fun Christmas DIY tag set. If you missed staining these, it's all back in the beginning of the live. You can catch the replay after I hit finish live right now. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.